Rene Vazquez is a local Bay Area writer. He's the editor-in-chief of Cipactli journal, is the co-curator of the bilingual reading series, Tinta. He has a master's degree in English from San Francisco State University, where he is an MFA candidate in fiction. He is currently working on a book of poems exploring racism, classism, immigration, and police brutality in America. Please welcome Rene.
First time I've ever done this in front of camera. So I know this is going to go on YouTube, and I'm staring right into it, and it's mind-boggling. But it's okay, because it only gets like 5 views anyway, right?
No.
No? More?
5.
That's terrifying. Like Fiseo said, I co-curate the bilingual reading series, Tinta. It's every second Thursday of the month at Alley Cat Books in the Mission from 6:30 to 8:30. You are all welcome, and again, it is second Thursday of the month, 6:30 to 8:30 at Alley Cat Books. And again, please support the space by donating. If, to quote Gladiator, are you not entertained? So if you have the funds, go ahead and throw $1 or $2, maybe more if you have a tech job, into the donation book. Just like Fiseo said, this is a lot of these poems come from that book that I'm writing. So here we go. The first one is called Ally in 2016. Ally is a popular word that's getting thrown around these days. It's a list poem. Ally wears safety pin. Ally tells me to wear safety pin. Ally asks, is this offensive? Ally doesn't see color. Ally says, I get protesting, but blocking the bridge is overdoing it. Ally tells me to get over it. Ally is scared of gentrification. Ally lives for Taco Tuesdays. Ally alludes to all lives matter in a long-winded rant with no commas. Ally says, I'm a feminist. Ally harasses women after a reading. Ally creates a fake Facebook profile and Gmail account to call my writing crap. That really did happen. Ally asked me to edit out the racism and misogyny from their manuscript, free of charge as well. Ally says, let's talk about the merits of this racist poem. Ally reminds me, it's not about you. Ally doesn't bother to know my name until Trump is elected. Ally feels silence because they can't be a cholo for Halloween. Ally says during workshop, you're part black. Ally says during workshop, I think you're overdoing blackness and police brutality. Ally emails me, we're in this together. Ally is woke as fuck. Ally reminds me, that's censorship, McCarthyism. Ally tells me that all glory goes to the beat poets. Who are they? I don't know them. Ally is like a MacBook, angry that I didn't ask permission to eject my iPod. Ally says, you don't look like a writer, aren't they all white? Ally dresses like it's the 1950s when, you know, they lynched black and brown people and segregation was totally cool. Ally says, I think you took someone's place in this program. Ally says, Trump is only going after the criminals. Your family is one of the good ones, aren't they? Ally listens to Solange, think they get a seat at the table. Ally doesn't know me. Ally doesn't get it. Emily Pinkerton just wrote. She's been my constant ally. I just read an ally poem, but yeah, but you're not part of it, so you're like you're the good part of it. Okay. All right, you're cool. Right. This next poem is called Still. I feel like my write-up had me like promise that I would read fiction, but I'm not reading fiction, so I apologize. This is called Still. All around me, people are dying. My classmates cry for the censorship of their supposed censorship, while my brown and black body continues to be censored. My brown and black body does not get a safe space. It will never get a safe space. If a classmate called the police, I would be the first one shot, and still, all around me, people are dying. One typo is all it takes, and you wear that typo like your skin as stigmata. They tell me to read Citizen, and classmates will still claim that everything is awesome, everything is cool, and still, all around me, people are dying. My censorship is my railroad track poem, my barrio poem, my favela poem. I am a conspiracy theorist if I say people are dying. I'm called a liar, and still, all around me, people are dying. I asked you to censor me, censor myself, after you claim to be censored, after censoring me for censoring you, and still. This next poem is dedicated to a man whose name I will never know. Black and brown bodies are constantly under assault in the United States. It has been happening. It is not new. It will happen again. Since the election, I have been called a combination or both of either spick or the N-word, just outside of my own apartment. This happened about a month before the election. This man was just walking down the street, not even jaywalking, nothing, just walking with his hoodie up. 5 police officers accosted him, and all I could do was just photograph, video, and just hope to God that they wouldn't kill him. I'll never know his name, but this is dedicated to him. This is called The Walking Man. My eyes are on the man when they grab him, ask him, where are you going, where have you been? 5 to 1, 5 police officers, 1 man, me the 0. They grab his backpack, pull his hoodie, touch his hair. Again they ask, where are you going, where have you been? I will not leave until I am certain they do not murder this man. He protests. He hasn't done anything wrong. He was walking, the everyday walking on the street from A to B, from A to Z, from Earth to Mars, from Earth to Pluto. I wait for the rose petals in the air. Through glass, metal, and wire, I photograph. They call me voyeur. Get that fucking phone out of my face. We'll arrest you too. I will not leave until I am certain they do not murder this man. Guns not drawn, they empty the contents of his backpack onto the ground. Pick your shit up, boy. Hands on their guns, they look towards me, the voyeur. I told you to stop fucking recording. I will not leave until I am certain they do not murder this man. They say he doesn't have crack. Give him a ticket for jaywalking, something, anything. Relief. You can breathe. I can breathe. He can breathe. I will not leave until I am certain they do not murder this man. I will not leave until I am certain they do not murder this man. I will not leave until I am certain they do not murder this man. This next piece is called An American Body. Your body is nothing more than a machine. You were born to serve, to need, to plow, to pick, to push, to cart, to jump, to crawl, to work, to burn, to die. You were removed from the black house and contained in glass, cement, steel, crystal, and bone. They built your container from the ashes of your loved ones, the ones that came before, the ones who sang the same songs, the ones who wore the same shackles. Your body is nothing more than a machine. As they place the sharpened metals close to your veins, they call you trespasser, vandal, instigator, thief, unkind, unwelcomed. You are the Leviathan from the west, you are the behemoth from the south. Your hands were up the moment you were born, the moment you began to share space with space that wasn't yours. Yours is a refugee heart in your own homeland. You painted your house many shades of black, caking it over until it started to crumble, piece by piece. Your skin has committed every sin. You are the American sun. Your citizenship is from far away. This next one is called An American Sun, Part 2. There are 4 parts, but when I chose this set. This is part 2. Once, as a child, I was led by the hand to the gardens of the earth where they grew roses, and I was lined up with someone that looked like me, someone that looked like my father, and the other that carried a face that was like a distorted memory or a lake when a stone is thrown in. I did not ask any questions. Questions aren't meant to be asked. Was this the first time they had lined us up? It was the first time they were caught, recorded. Under the gods in the sky, they saw us as we were flayed, burned, hanged, and loved. We were buried in deep holes so deep I could feel the ice of the water underground. In those deep holes our bodies fed, constructed, and grew their rose bushes. Flowers that grew, red, black, and blue. We are required to harm others, even when we carry the most beautiful of intentions. We cannot avoid our nature. We are required to harm others. It is a rite of passage. It is part of being human. We are required to walk in the wasteland when April comes so kindly to earth. On Pluto, I will not permit any wastelands. I will erase their names in the ways they have erased mine. I will fill the wilderness of ice, mineral, crystal, and bone with the wildflowers that grew in the soil that was mine but not mine. I will permit what was not permitted. I will restore what was told could never be restored. A good friend of mine asked me to write a poem about allyship, and many people have asked me, how can I be a better ally, a good ally? And the answer to that is die for me. Die for me in the ways that I would die for you. A safety pin doesn't protect anyone. Be ready and willing to die for someone who would die for you. It's called safety pin. I trace the lines of my skin with a safety pin. The scar will set, and I'll trace it over and over until the blood and the poison inside flows out. I'll collect the blood in a bowl made from the bone I removed from my grandfather's grave. I'll walk through the cemetery trees into the seashore. I'll mix the blood with sand to build a sand castle that will be torn down. A storm will rage, the ocean will bellow, and I'll build that castle of sand again. This castle of sand is fragile. This castle of sand becomes glass. This castle of sand requires tributes of blood. This castle of sand is my home. This castle of sand requires reinforcement. I hold out a safety pin for you to prick your skin. Bleed with me, if even for a little. Sit with me. Enjoy this ocean, this sunset, this castle of sand built from my blood. After Trump, I got so many emails. Not, hey Renee, how you doing? It's been I'm doing bad. Renee, can you console me? And so this is a conversation that I had over email, and then also a conversation I had with my mother. This poem is dedicated to her, my mother, all mothers, people who choose not to be mothers, and the mother inside of us all. It's called In Conversations. It's not that it needs to be discussed. It's always been spoken of. It's always been felt. I've seen my blood smeared down the alleyways, hanging from the Joshua tree, asking permissions for a simple song, told no and no. From the time when I could walk with chubby legs to now when my legs are tired and can no longer run. It is the night after Donald Trump has been elected president. I do not know how to feel. The all too familiar sound of a new email pings on my laptop. It's from a classmate. I've spoken to her maybe once or twice. She is white, blonde, blue-eyed. She offers me words of condolence. She says, I'm suffering too. We're gonna have a rough time under Trump. I want you to know that I will advocate for you just like you'll advocate for me. Don't worry, Renee, we got this. We won't let them get us. I close the email and call my mother, the one without a legal status. She asks me, will we be okay? They can't do anything to us, can they? I cannot lie to the person who has brought me into this world. I reply, they can and they will. I count the seconds of silence between us. Outside, I listen to the cars on the freeway close to my apartment. Cars speed by for half a minute before she takes a long sigh, composes herself, and says, I shouldn't be surprised, but I am. I won't say we had a chance because we never had one. I don't correct her. I don't offer any more words. We are together in our silence for 50 more minutes before we both fall asleep on the phone. It is November, it is cold, hands trembling like the bones and sinew underground. Mother took me to the lake when I was 12, gave me a spade, took it away, said, dig with your hands. Deep holes must be dug to find the water underground. Digging. Boy, me digs till my hands blister, my hands callous, forcing me into a man. I dig until I reach the water underground. It is black, it smells like iron, it is our blood. Final poem that I'm reading tonight, this is called Words, aka the advice my mother gives me. Please walk softly, gently. If you see the rose petals in the air, run. Paint your house black. When they burn it down, you can still live in it. When you buy me cookies and Skittles and an iced tea next door, take your phone. If you see another with their hands up to Pluto, please record. Please record. When they deport me, take care of the little dogs. Watch out for your younger brother. You inherited your father's gun. Never be afraid to use it. Nothing is permitted. Nothing can be restored. There is water deep underground. Tuck in your shirt and wear a Windsor knot. Leave the house in shorts, a tank top, and sandals. Don't ever be ashamed. Grow your beard out so that you look like your grandfather. Don't die before me. The little dogs need to sleep indoors. There are predators outside. Don't wear a hoodie unless it has a college emblem on it. Speak in proper English. Speak in Spanish and Portuguese so that others will envy you. When you encounter a misogynist, give him a punch for me and your sister. If you slit that man's throat, I forgive you. Don't ever write about me. Don't let them kill you. Thank you. Thank you, Elder Crew. And thank you all for sharing space with me.